Hi, welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Lost Hero, Chapter 14, and this is Jason's story once again. Now, Jason wakes up from this dream, and he looks around the temple, or, well, his cabin, Cabin 1, the cabin for Zeus, and he feels a little strange, first of all, because no other campers are there. And it doesn't feel very comfortable there. There's no real beds or dressers. I mean, it's just not a relaxing place to be in. So Jason feels a little weird sleeping there. He starts to think back about last night. The fire, right? Where he calls down the lightning. When Piper suddenly becomes all, let's say, glamorous. She's already beautiful, but then she becomes glamorous. And he's just thinking of these different things. While he's thinking about this, he kind of feels like himself and Piper, people don't really care about them. They care more about their parents or their lineage, we can say, who they came from and who is their father or grandfather or mother. And so Jason kind of feels like, oh, they don't really care about me. They don't really care about Piper, who Piper is. They just care about our blood and our abilities and this quest. So he's just kind of thinking about that and not really enjoying it. He thinks back to walking with Piper after the fire. And, Piper's just like, whoa. She looks so incredibly beautiful, and Jason doesn't know how to feel. He's just like, oh, wow, you look so pretty. But then he's like, oh, idiot. She always looks pretty. She just looks a different kind of pretty, but so he kind of doesn't know how to talk to her, how to feel with her, and he's just trying to. It feels a little silly talking with Piper, but that's what he thinks about and remembers. Jason starts to look around the temple, and he noticed this part he didn't notice before, where there's like this sleeping bag and this little backpack and some pictures. And so he goes over there and he starts looking at the pictures. And while he's looking at them, Annabeth comes in. And in the picture is Annabeth's picture. And Annabeth starts telling him who the people are in the picture and, what they're doing and what happened to them and things like that. And one of the girls in the picture was the other girl that is Zeus's daughter. And so they kind of start talking, and Jason tells Annabeth about this dream that he had about the wolf and this ruined mansion, and Annabeth is like, oh wow, this seems really important and dangerous. And Jason feels like Annabeth knows something. She knows something that she isn't telling Jason. And he really pushes her, but she doesn't really tell him anything. She's like, it'll happen. Like, you'll see as it comes out. If the camp director didn't want to let you know before, then you should trust his wisdom. As they're talking, Jason kind of has this realization. He thinks of, oh my goodness, and something snaps in his mind, and he starts asking Annabeth more about the pictures. Then he has a secret, and he shares it with Annabeth, and he makes her promise, don't tell anyone. She says, okay, I won't tell anyone. And he tells her the secret, and the secret's in the chapter. I'm not going to spoil it. If you didn't read the chapter, then you're going to have to read it to know this secret. But Jason tells her this secret, and she promises to keep it. And the chapter ends with the camper saying, "Come out, the dragon is back." And that's kind of how the chapter ends. Well, some vocabulary words you might find unusual or difficult in this chapter. The first one is buff. Buff means to have like muscles, to be able to show your muscles, to have strength. We call that buff. And when Jason is looking at the statue of Zeus, Zeus is all, he just looks like he has so much muscles and he looks buff, what we can say. He also says Zeus looks like a hippie. And here's a kind of picture of a hippie. A hippie is a person typically from the 1970s in America who was just like, hey, peace, man, love and peace. And they had long hair and they maybe didn't have jobs. They just followed musicians around and just hang out with people. So because Zeus is wearing kind of the old Greek style robe and Zeus has long hair, Jason thinks, kind of looks like a buff hippie. Another vocabulary word is knockout. And this is what he uses to describe Piper. He says Piper is a knockout. And a knockout means like if I'm doing some boxing and I pop, ooh. If you fall asleep or faint or lose consciousness while in a fight, we call that a knockout. The person punched you so hard that your brain beep, died. Not really died, but quit. And we can also say this when we're talking about someone's appearance, like usually a guy talking about a girl, but it can certainly be girls talking about guys also. But Jason says she's a knockout. When I see Piper, her beauty is so strong, it's like poof! Oh, it knocks me out because her beauty is just so powerful. The next one is fawning, and this is kind of a fun word. Fawn can mean like a baby deer. But we can change it to a verb, saying fawning. And this kind of means like trying to get someone's attention or really trying to get close to someone and just like loving someone. And so, after Piper transforms, after Aphrodite goes, psh, you're my daughter, people are, oh, Piper, you're so pretty. Oh, Piper, what's your phone number? Oh, Piper. They're just kind of talking to her. Even girls, right? Even girls are like, oh, Piper, let's be best friends. Oh, Piper, your hair is so nice now. And everyone's just giving her attention and talking sweet to her. And we call this fawning. Usually has a feeling of like love or romance, but it doesn't have to be. And so Jason feels like he joined in that a little bit, just like everyone else, and he's like, why are you acting so uncool, in a way? Well, let's look at some vocabulary, some discussion questions. So there are 3 discussion questions I wanted to ask you, and the first one would be, if you were living in cabin 1, what would you do to be more comfortable? Or any place. Let's say you moved to a new house or a new apartment. What would you do to make your room or your apartment more comfortable for you? Do you have some things that you like to do, or some pictures you put on the wall or something? What makes you feel comfortable? The next question is, have you ever had someone sneak up on you when you were doing something secretly? Now, Jason, he was looking at these pictures and this bag and this sleeping bag, and they weren't his. And so even though he felt like no one lived here anymore, no one needed these items, he still felt maybe like a little bit like, oh, I'm reading someone's secrets or something. And so he's kind of looking at this, and then Annabeth is like, hey, what's up? And he kind of has this startling feeling. Has that ever happened to you? what were you doing? What did you do after the person snuck up on you? And the last one, which I didn't tell you, what is Jason's secret? Now, there's one secret that he definitely shares, but there's one kind of secret connected to that he doesn't really say, but in the book he kind of feels it and he kind of wonders about it. So there's something kind of special there. So what are his secrets, or at least the secret he tells Annabeth? Well, that is all the time that we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Book Club Preview, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.